What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Flash, non-spoiler review, starring Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton, Sasha, Calle, Michael Shannon, and more. Thanks for joining us here. I appreciate it. If you're brand new to the channel, you've never been here before, I just ask you to show a little. Hit that button. Almost at 100,000, but we need you guys to get us there. We do non-spoilers, we got short form, long form, podcast, the whole nine. Join us on the adventure. Cool. Costs you nothing to do it. So, The Flash. DC's latest, man. And it is masterfully directed by Andy Muschietti, you know, from It, Chapter 1, Chapter 2. I just love the way this guy talks in general about films and his approach, and you can see it. I had a chance to see this movie for a second time. I saw it at CinemaCon when it came out, when they showed it at April. It's a different version than what I saw. Not significantly, but there's things at the end that they didn't want kind of leaked, and there's post-credit scenes that they didn't show. That's about as... No spoilers, but just so you guys, the movie that you will see will most likely be exactly what I saw last night, from what they say. This is a really, really well done film. It's a really good movie. I think that it is not the fault of this movie, but I think people were calling this the greatest comic book movie of all time and the best comic book movie of all time. It's subjective. I don't feel it's the best comic book movie of all time, but it's a damn good movie. It really is. And now some people, you're going to have your reservations because you're like, well, I don't support the stuff that Ezra Miller did. And that is your prerogative for sure. If you also want to just go in and see the movie and also realize that Michael Keaton's in this movie, Sasha Calle's in this movie, Andy Muschietti's in this movie, and you're supporting other people as well. When you see it, if you feel that way, you might not. Your prerogative. But let's get past that and let's talk about the movie itself. Is this a good DCEU movie as it once was? It is. Is it one of the best? Could be. It has emotion. It has powerful performances. It has great action. I'm going to start with the things that I thought that didn't change the kind of the criticism that I had when I saw it a month ago and wondering if they were going to change it. Some of it, like the CGI, there's that kind of video game feel to it that you see that is just hard for the human eye to recognize, that it looks so, that's CGI, and it happens quite often. There's certain times when it fits the vision that the Flash is seeing and it's part of it, but there's other times when it's like, well, you've seen what they've done in the past with other CGI, and there could have maybe been some different adjustments to make it look better, but it's a minor thing. Let's talk performances first off. Ezra Miller is fantastic in this film, playing two versions of Barry. There is an 18-year-old version, and then there's the version that we know from the movies that we've seen in the past. And I think what he does well, that it was my criticism with Shazam and Zach Levi, was I believed 100% that Barry was talking to his 18-year-old self. Believed it because of now there's a bit of annoying going in there, but they address it. It's supposed to be. There is the kind of the innocence and the almost like, so that being naive, it's all there. And then there's the maturing version of Barry that we're now seeing that Ezra Miller plays wonderfully. And then Michael Keaton. A lot of people are buying the ticket to see Michael Keaton. Does Michael Keaton deliver? Yes. Do they try to come after you with nostalgia? Yes. Does it work? Yes. Is the Danny Elfman music in there? Absolutely. And does it feel like it's just in there for fan service? No, not to me anyway. Some people could feel that way, but I didn't. I think that it was relevant. There's a way I liked the multiverse in the same way that Spider-Verse did it. It wasn't too confusing, and it wasn't like they set up their rules, and I liked how the rules played, but I liked that it was really in the heart of hearts about Barry trying to come to terms with his past and seeing if he's able to use his powers to try to affect that past and try to make things better. And I thought it was a nice homage to what Andy Muschietti did to Zack Snyder's Snyderverse, and I thought it was a nice way to pay respect to it. I thought that they did a lot of things. Like there's other things I can talk about in the spoiler review that I'm curious about how James Gunn now goes forward with it, because I think they did answer some questions. But overall, this is a human story, and it's emotional. It is, and there's a great opening scene. There's a great opening scene to really show you the tone of this movie. because a lot of times some of the superhero movies can go boom, 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 and it's just in that boom, boom the whole time. They just say, yeah, we'll have a bit of a fluffy story, and then maneuver to the next big action piece. And this isn't that. This starts big, and it starts like, oh no, they're just gonna. There's a scene in the coffee shop where I'm like, okay, are they gonna just go with this kind of goofy humor the whole time? It's placed perfectly. Andy Muschietti has great timing. He has great timing. And this movie is really well timed, and I think that Michael Shannon coming back and all that, and the way that they played, and the way that they incorporated the Snyderverse and the timelines that we knew, and explaining rules, Elseworlds, if you will, was done way less confusing than other movies that have been put out lately. I hope people go and see this one because it's up there with one of the best DC comic movies in quite a while. It doesn't touch Nolan for me yet. But it does it's a really good movie. It really is. I'm gonna go pretty high. I'm gonna go 4.4 out of 5 schmoes. I think that there's some, like I said, I think some of the CGI is a little jarring. I mean the humor works, and I saw this trailer after I saw it the first time, and I said I have to see this movie again, and I'll probably see it again. It's a really good movie. It's one of my favorites of the year so far for sure. It's really good, and I hope you guys like it as well. But the music's awesome. The soundtrack is great. The way they use the soundtrack and the score, and they again balance. I think Andy Muschietti really balance. Andy Muschietti is a superstar. He's a superstar, and he is a superstar. I can't wait to see him do more stuff. There's rumors that he's going to do the new Batman movie and other things too. I hope it's true because he gets it. He gets it, and I'm curious if you guys will. And like I said, you might have reasons that you don't want to see the movie, and I think that is totally fair. If you don't know what the hell's going on in general, you just want to check it out, or you want to hear more, whatever you do, whatever research you're doing, you decide you want to see this movie. I'm curious. Go ahead and tell me. What do you think? Do you want to see the movie? Do you not want to see the movie? Why do you want to see the movie? And what is your favorite DC movie currently in I think the last 10 years? What's your favorite? Please go ahead and comment. You're brand new to the channel? Then do me a favor. Show a little. Hit that button, man. Hit that button. We're going to get there, and we need you guys to do it with us. So hit it. Thanks for joining us. This is the non-spoiler review for The Flash. Oh, Sasha Calle. Talk about Sasha Calle also, real quick. Sasha Calle. Knew nothing about her. But she has a really good presence. I want to see more of her. That's another criticism. I think Supergirl could have been... They set her up, and it's a longer movie, right? So there's only so many people that they could develop because they're really developing the two Barrys, Bruce... And Kara is given as much as I guess they could do, but I wish they would have given her more because she's good. I don't think she has enough to do. She's in it a fair amount, but I don't think you get as emotionally attached to her because not to her fault at all. I think she does a great job, but I think because they didn't give her enough to do overall, that the character is just not given the same shine as say the two Barrys and Bruce, which I understand, but I'm just something I noticed. Anyway, that's it. That's the review. Hit that button, click it, do all of it. Peace.